Dude, you gotta be kidding me!
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently in our area, 32 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. For tonight, late night freezing rain and sleet. Low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain. High 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This March,
one man's trash,
this is perfect,
is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Well, welcome back to this special edition of Winter Storm Central. We're tracking not one, but 2 winter storms right now from coast to coast.
And 47 states will have precipitation from Winter Storm Sparta and Thor. We're also keeping you ahead of it all. We've got the information that you need to know. Here's the latest radar, and you can see the snow coming into the Ohio Valley now, St. Louis all the way to Indianapolis. We're looking at snow. A little freezing rain or drizzle around the Dallas area right now.
You got to be careful out there on the roads when you start dealing with that. And then the rain that we're dealing with across parts of the southeast from eastern Georgia, South Carolina into Florida. I tell you earlier this afternoon, that rain was coming down like cats and dogs there in South Florida. And into the west, where we have Thor impacting us here. We got some of the snow, Colorado into Utah, and even back into the Sierra, where we desperately need it. Well, it is certainly hard to believe that we are talking winter storms again this weekend.
At least like 7 weekends in a row, I think. And, this isn't the first time that this season that we've had 2 named storms on the maps at one time. But is this winter different from any other? Our own Reynolds Wolf says it really is, and he has the numbers to back it up. Take a look.
Millions of Americans are wondering, really, has this winter been that bad? I mean, they know what they've seen, the heavy snowfall in places like Chicago or in Boston, or the brutal conditions in terms of temperatures like we're facing across much of the Midwest. But really, has it been that bad of a winter? Well, we've got the numbers to back it up. Take a listen.
I think the brutality of the winter is just in areas where they've gotten snow cold, and not just cold, bitter cold, heavy snow, bitter cold.
There's no doubt about it. This winter has been relentless.
This has been going on not just for a few days, but for several weeks now, day after day after day.
Let's look at it by the numbers. 3 cities stand out when it comes to snow and cold: Boston, Syracuse, and Bangor, Maine. Bangor's on track to not only have its coldest February on record, but its coldest record month. Then, add in the snow. More than 117 inches so far puts the city at number 3 for the season. Ditto for Syracuse. It's looking at its coldest February and coldest month as well. People there are also dealing with 59.5 inches, their second snowiest February. Then Boston. Unprecedented. Its second coldest February is likely, but the snow, it started falling mid-January and never let up. Boston hit its second snowiest season on record already and is all but guaranteed to break the all-time record of 107.6.
If you take a look at the U.S. as a whole, typically when it's cold in the eastern U.S., you get warmer conditions in the west. But this is just amazing. I mean, at the same time, we're setting records for the coldest February in the east. And again, 140 years of records in some areas. We are actually setting records for the warmest February out in the west.
There are numerous western cities that could see their warmest winter on record. San Francisco, for example, is on pace to have its warmest winter in 140 years, and this was the city's driest January in 165 years, with no measurable precipitation. Las Vegas also saw its warmest winter. Even Salt Lake City, Utah is at its warmest as of February 26. And while meteorological winter may be over, winter is not. What a brutal time it's been for so many people, with the exception of California, of course. Certainly a mild time for them. Hey, and speaking of rough stuff, polar plunge taking place tomorrow out of Lake Michigan. A lot of people braving those temperatures, but for a wonderful cause, all for Special Olympics. So make sure you tune in to AMHQ tomorrow morning. We'll see you then. Back to you.
Whew, that'll be a sight to see. I don't know how those guys do it, plunging into those cold waters. All right, well, let's talk about Winter Storm Sparta as it's impacting us here through this weekend. It'll be pressing its way east, eventually getting into portions of the Northeast. Right now, it's the Midwest that is dealing with it. A spot like Indianapolis, we've seen the snow start to roll on in about an hour and a half, 2 hours or so ago, and now we're blanketed across the city with that snow. Visibility has come down to about 3/4 of a mile, and we'll watch back towards St. Louis. You're still dealing with that snow. A good chunk of Missouri as well finding that, and notice back down even in the northern parts of Arkansas we start to get into more of the freezing rain showing up there, so got to be careful, particularly north of Little Rock trying to travel here. We'll watch that area of blue spread east throughout tonight, so eventually Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, you'll start to see some of that snow, and then right along the Ohio River Valley back towards the southern plains we get into that wintry mix and that threat for some freezing rain. We could even see a bit of that here into parts of Virginia and North Carolina. Now, by the time we head into tomorrow, those same areas here we're concerned with the icing, but the snow, it's continuing to progress towards the north and east. A spot like Boston, we're getting closer and closer to that seasonal record, and it looks like we'll find some snow. Monday, you're dry, but still some lingering snow showers. New York State working across parts of New Hampshire, Vermont, and as well as Maine. Should be a much lighter, but nonetheless snow out there. All right, so how much? This goes through Sunday, and generally here for you in that sort of darker shade of blue, 3 to 5 inches. That includes you around St. Louis, the Springfield area in Missouri, and then we start to get into the higher totals here in that purple. 5 to 8 inches of that snow, generally north of Indianapolis, spreading its way across central Ohio. Even around Cleveland, you could see a good 5 to 8 inches, not out of the question, and even into western portions of Pennsylvania. Indy, here's the close-up view of what you'll be dealing with here. 5 inches, the bullseye there for you, and just surrounding the city, generally 4, maybe up to 5 inches as well. So a decent snow to contend with, certainly shovelable snow, and certainly snow that is enough to cause some issues out there on the roadways. So if you don't have to be out, just stay inside. It's the weekend. Watch us. Netflix, that's a good bet out there for you. All right, so we'll take you through the rest of tonight in Indy. There's the snow, and that'll continue. Could be heavy at times, even through the overnight period, heading into tomorrow morning. Church, trying to get to church could be a little bit more on the difficult side as well. And by the time we head into 1 o'clock, still some snow around. And notice those temperatures, they're staying below freezing, so don't expect to see anything melting out there with that snow. Into the northeast through our Monday, we've got again that 5 to 8 in western Pennsylvania. And then we're talking a good 1 to 3 possibly there in and around Boston. We're just shy, about a little bit under 6 inches to set that record. Well, it looks like at least from this particular system, 2 in the city and a little bit more to the south and the east. All right, so that's what's happening with Sparta. What about Thor, Kim?
All right, Alex, let's take you through it here in the west. And Thor actually will begin in the west, but it's going to affect you in the east eventually as well. So we're going to show you right now in Denver, we've got some light snow coming in. We're going to see that off and on with Thor, but we're eventually by Monday probably some heavier snows coming in, but light snow out there in the forecast. And we're going to see that through the central Rockies, Salt Lake City, rain, but in the benches, maybe about 5,000 feet. We're talking about snow. And then we get into the western parts of California. You can actually see the spin on the radar in there. That's the upper level low. It's helping to bring even a few thunderstorms. We call them cold core thunderstorms. There's a lot of cold air aloft with that upper level low, and it's making it unstable because cold over warm means that air can rise, and we're going to see thunderstorms develop. Again, a little bit of lightning earlier. I'm not expecting anything. Maybe a little bit of small hail if we get some of those storms to develop, but probably thinking as the sun goes down, this will also begin to weaken. So we're looking at the upper level low. You can see the spin here on our water vapor imagery. We've got the wind or the moisture coming in from the southwest. That's helping to bring some of those snowfall totals up there. But anywhere from San Francisco all the way to San Diego, it is in the form of rain. But the higher elevations, it is snowfall. Rain coming in, looks like to San Diego as well for tomorrow's forecast. And then as we get into Monday, we've got rain in Phoenix, Tucson, and then all across the west, especially the interior sections, dealing with some snow. And we have winter storm warnings up for some areas. So how much are we going to see? How about 2 feet plus in some of the highest elevations? Flagstaff, by the way, we are below average for the year. We're looking at a pretty good pretty good amount of snow, maybe 18 to 24 inches with this one, and then it's going to move off to the east. So Winter Storm Thor bringing here Denver maybe 2 inches through Monday again, probably heavier as the whole system begins to move east. Alex?
All right, Kim. Well, our special report, that continues. Coming up, we'll have a detailed look at Winter Storm Thor, and we're also taking you south to Miami, where, you know, it may be warmer, but the weather, it's not necessarily better. We're going to tell you why some golf fans are a little upset with Mother Nature this weekend. Winter Storm Central, that returns after your local on the 8s.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently, the temperature is 32 degrees under cloudy skies. Our local Doppler radar. For tonight, late night freezing rain and sleet, low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain, high 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow, low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. Our 7-day outlook.
Photos are great for capturing your world, and now they can transform it. With the new Angie's List app, you can get projects done in a snap. Take a photo of your project or just tell us what you need done, and Angie's List will find a top-rated provider to do the job.
Start your project for free today.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. Now available over the counter in full prescription strength. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. The leading allergy pill only controls 1. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. Flonase, the 24-hour relief that outperforms the #1 allergy pill. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase, 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Sunday dinners at my house.
You're waiting for my lasagna, aren't you?
It's a full day for me, and I love it. But when I started having back pain, my sister had to come help. I don't like asking for help. I took Tylenol, but I had to take 6 pills to get through the day. So my daughter brought over some Aleve. It's just 2 pills all day. And now,
to family.
I'm back.
Aleve, 2 pills, all day strong, all day long. And now, introducing Aleve PM for a better AM.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
My vehicle was sent 6 feet in the air in a ball of fire. I thought I was going to die.
It ripped my arm off. It broke my right femur.
I took such a hard blow to the head that my retina was torn apart.
Say a prayer for peace.
I'm Trace Atkins. I want to tell you about these true American heroes and how you can show your thanks by helping them through Wounded Warrior Project.
The Wounded Warrior Project has made a big difference in our life.
They reached out to us as a family. They reached out to my son, and they never forgot about us.
The job of helping thousands of our wounded warriors rebuild their lives is massive and growing every day. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Many of these service members suffer traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder.
They helped me basically put my life back together.
If it wasn't for Wounded Warrior Project, I would be a statistic right now. I would have been one of those soldiers who came home and committed suicide.
I'm in the fields of Vietnam, the mountains of Afghanistan.
Your gift today of $19 a month can help us provide the programs and services desperately needed by our wounded service members. You'll honor and empower them so they can aid and assist each other.
They've personally impacted my life, and they've personally impacted thousands of lives.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month and you'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
There are so many men and women in the battlefield. The greatest casualty is being forgotten.
Please don't forget our wounded warriors. Make that call now.
Say a prayer for peace.
It was another day of heavy rain in South Florida that suspended play at the Honda Classic. The tournament had been plagued by rain through the weekend, and, well, it's now going to be finishing up on Monday.
Well, lightning high wind speeds and heavy rain halted play this afternoon at the PGA National Resort Course. The second round wrapped up this morning after being suspended Friday afternoon. Now, the third round began at noon today, but was officially called around 3 p.m. Play will resume tomorrow morning.
All right, well, our very own Sam Champion, he is in Miami this weekend where he's been experiencing some of the torrential downpours and flooding. He joins us now via Skype. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Sam. So,
hey, Alex. Hey, Kim.
Hey, fortunate for you that you escaped the cold, but you found a different type of weather problem this weekend that probably put a damper on your plans.
Yeah, I got to tell you, well, for those of us, I call South Florida home, truly, and right now between Atlanta and South Florida. And so for those of us who know this area, this has been, a difficult couple of weeks for winter in the area. The weather just has not been settled. So this old trough and the front had been through here, but it kind of lifted back through the day today. So all this in combination, there were two batches of very heavy rain that loaded up today. One of them started around Port St. Lucie and started working south, moved through Palm Beach County all the way into Hollywood, Hallandale, some of the heaviest rainfall totals. National Weather Service in Florida here was talking about 8.25 inches of rain in Hollywood, Florida. Now, we were getting rainfall totals at about 5 inches per hour. And if you've ever stood in a tropical system, I got to tell you, it was rain like that. So a lot of flooding reported. There's a lot of low-level areas, low-lying areas, of course, through South Florida, where drainage is just notoriously bad. All of those areas flooded. I think the good news here, though, is as that frontal boundary continues to drift a little bit farther to the north, there's drier air. You can see kind of in the skies behind me there's a little bit of drier air beginning to work into the area. Temperatures are going to come up this week. Drier air moves in. But I'll tell you, 5 inches of rain per hour. Some of these local reporting stations, and don't believe the airports where you're getting 1 to 2 inches, 1 to 2.5 inches of rain. Truly, there are some places that will come in with 10 inches of rain from just this day's rainfall total in this area. Kim, Alex?
Incredible amounts there for you. And now, Sammy, as you were there on the ground, did you get a chance to witness and see any flooding?
Yeah, the flooding is was unbelievable here. But, on any given day, if you pick up about 2-3 inches of rain, there are many places, and everyone who lives here kind of knows where they are, where the drainage is bad. In the area that I'm in, you're looking at South Beach back there behind me. There are several areas where the flooding is just notoriously bad. There's been a long-term draining project here on the beach in Miami Beach, trying to take care of that. But even when it's dry at high tide, up until during the first of the year, you could see that water lapping. Just walking on the street, and you look down and you see the drainage holes, the sewer holes on the side of the street. You could see standing water just at regular medium tide there in those areas underneath the street. So they've been trying to get to that, but I'll tell you, there's not very many areas that could handle that much rain in a short amount of time, and it was just unbelievable to watch it blossom on the radar. The second area that developed kind of from Hallandale Beach all the way toward Miami, and that Miami in that Broward and Dade County line, that line just stayed going and was just drifting. There was nothing moving it around. It really had to rain itself out.
All right, thanks so much, Sam. We appreciate that report. I know this is your weekend, and we appreciate it. And hopefully, like you said, starting to dry out a little bit, and we're looking at hopefully a better and warmer forecast for us.
That is the case. Dry for us. We're actually going to be seeing a little bit more rain and thunderstorm activity into next week. So let's talk about how this is all going to play out. As we head into tomorrow, you see that boundary draped across parts of Texas, spreading its way up into the lower Ohio Valley. We've got moisture starting to flow its way in from the Gulf of Mexico. And as our storm system Thor actually begins to move east, we've got that risk for more in the way of rain and thunderstorm activity as this thing works its way again eastbound. So here's tomorrow, anywhere from East Texas into the lower Mississippi Valley, scattered showers and storms to deal with. Now, we're not really looking for much in the way of severe thunderstorms. There could be one or two that get strong to severe, but for the most part, general thunderstorms with some heavy downpours and lightning. That's something we'll have to watch for. Wednesday as well, continuing to march its way east now, Alabama, North Georgia, western parts of the Carolinas. Notice some chillier air comes in, so a spot like Memphis could see a little bit of wintry weather. How much rain? Well, this computer model forecast picks out a couple of spots of those yellows showing up, parts of Arkansas, Tennessee, even into Kentucky. That could see 3 to 5 inches, but generally 1 to 2 with pockets of 2 to 3 is going to be possible out there for us through at least our Wednesday. So heads up in New Orleans, Sunday afternoon rain. Monday to Tuesday, though, that's where we'll be looking for some drier conditions, although some fog to deal with as we start off the week. Well, we're back in a moment with more on our special edition.
We build weather inventions.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked? Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently in our area, 31 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. For tonight, late night freezing rain and sleet. Low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain. High 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. Our week ahead.
Welcome back. Big news from Beverly Hills. Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Orden has discovered an anti-aging breakthrough called Fill and Freeze. And he's giving away 1 million bottles free.
I've spent nearly 30 years looking for an effective, instant breakthrough to reduce the appearance of wrinkles that can be applied topically instead of with surgery or invasive medical techniques. And I finally found it with Derm Exclusives Fill and Freeze.
Wow, I'm young again. I don't feel like an old lady. The lines are gone.
Oh my God. Wow. I can't believe it. It looks really good. It gives you a whole new confidence.
It definitely took 10 years off. If I went to a dermatologist here in the city, I would pay $300-400 for this.
I know you're wondering what Derm Exclusive can do for you. Well, you don't have to wonder. You can order it right now and try it for yourself absolutely risk-free. And here's how.
Call now during this special direct-to-consumer offer and you won't pay $120. Today, you can get your own instant results with Fill and Freeze for only $59. But that's not all. Today, we're taking another $20 off, so now you can get this instant wrinkle-removing miracle for the low price of only $39.95. And as part of our 1 million bottle giveaway, Dr. Orden is including a second $60 bottle of Fill and Freeze free. That's nearly $120 of Fill and Freeze for only $39.95. Dr. Orden will even include his micro-peel resurfacing pads, intensive repair serum, and collagen lift moisturizer, a $200 value, free. Order now and we'll even upgrade your order to express delivery. That's a $15 value, free. Plus, you even get to try it risk-free for 30 days with our money-back guarantee, but you must call to order. Call 1-800-730-7432. That's 1-800-730-7432. Order now.
The Calfee family continues to provide funeral services for the residents of Beckley and Raleigh County. Since 1900, Calfee Funeral Home has thoughtfully handled every detail and planned services that honor individuals' style and customs. Simple or elaborate, we'll help you create a meaningful ceremony to celebrate the life and memory of a loved one. For information on pre-planning, cremation, or at-need services, please call Calfee Funeral Home today, 304-253-8381.
The internet. Oh, yeah. It's big. That's why Suddenlink just gave all of its customers in their most popular broadband internet packages the biggest speed upgrade ever. Some even doubled. What's even bigger news is internet speeds now start at 50 megs. If you haven't switched to Suddenlink internet yet, this ought to make a big impression on you. We're not done yet. Look for more upgrades as we invest over $230 million to give you the speeds you need now and in the future.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
We'll take a look at this incredible video from the Great Lakes. You're looking at ice coverage here. We've actually seen some incredibly cold temperatures invade this part of the country this winter. Chicago, well, you actually had a record low this morning of, get this, -10 below zero. That shattered the previous record of just 0 degrees. By the way, that record went all the way back to 1884. Unreal. Now, it's going to take a lot of warm weather to thaw out all of that incredible ice. We want to send it out to the lab. Kim Cunningham is there with our winter weather update.
All right, so a lot of records being broken, and we may see another one being broken here in the Northeast. Taking a look at Boston right now, we've been watching the numbers very closely. This season, we've had 102 inches of snow. Now, the record is 107.6 in Boston, so we need 5.6 inches of snowfall, or close to a little over 5 inches of snow, just to make it simple. So we're looking at snowfall coming to us over the next probably 5 days, and 2 storms that'll bring snow to us. So which storm is going to put us over that 107-inch mark? Well, we're going to look right now at Sparta, where we have some snow and rain and freezing rain coming down. Freezing rain around Dallas. We've got snow into St. Louis, all the way Indianapolis. We're going to see a narrow strip here of over 5 inches of snow, including Indianapolis, right along I-70, all the way into Ohio and into Pennsylvania. This will happen overnight tonight. So that Pittsburgh, by tomorrow morning, you are in the thick of it. New York City also in the snow, and Boston as well, it looks like, by 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning into Monday. Now we look at Thor, and we're seeing some of the rain coming down here in California, snow in the higher elevations, and the upper level low here in the southwest. We're going to move that east. We're going to watch it here on our mid-level spin, what we call it, and watch these areas move east, and I'll have more on it coming up. Alex?
All right, Kim. Well, the snow, it is falling outside, and from a distance, all you see is white, fluffy flakes. But have you ever stopped to wonder just how the powder forms? Sam Champion shares the science behind snowflakes in this edition of Brainstorm.
A snowflake begins to form when a water droplet freezes around an atmospheric dust particle. This becomes what's called a condensation nucleus and can be just 4 millionths of an inch in diameter. That's 1,000 times smaller than the thickness of a single sheet of paper. In sub-freezing temperatures, the water molecules crystallize around this speck of dust. When this crystal becomes heavier than the surrounding air, it begins to fall. During its approximate 15 to 45 minute trip to the ground, this new snowflake travels through changes in humidity, temperature, and wind. As the flake adds water molecules, each of these atmospheric factors contribute differently to form a unique 6-arm symmetrical pattern. For example, flakes that fall through cold and dry conditions typically have simpler, compact shapes, while those falling through warmer, more humid conditions often have very complex dendrites, or arms. Now, when taking into account the countless subtle variations of weather each crystal can experience, the odds of 2 snowflakes being exactly the same shape are astronomical. Under a microscope, an average-sized snowflake can easily have more than 100 distinguishable features. And even though every year it's been estimated that 1 septillion snow crystals fall to the ground, that's a 1 with 24 zeros, we'll still likely never see 2 that are identical.
All right, well, there you have it. Well, snow forms. Well, tonight's special edition of winter storm coverage continues.
And we're tracking 2 winter storms stretching across much of the country. Stay with us for the latest on these storms, and coming up, we'll tell you where Winter Storm Sparta is heading.
And who could see as much as 8 inches from the system? Potential to see some more snow coming back into our favorite city, Boston.
Cincinnati. Oh.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently, the temperature is 31 degrees under cloudy skies. Our local Doppler radar. For tonight, late night freezing rain and sleet. Low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain. High 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. The week ahead.
Well, from the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you are watching a special edition of Winter Storm Central. We're tracking not 1, but 2 winter storms right now.
And you know, Winter Storm Sparta and Winter Storm Thor, well, they're setting up right now from the southwest to the Great Lakes. We've got the information that you need to know.
Well, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us here for our special report on not 1, but 2 winter storms threatening the country from coast to coast. I'm Alex Wallace.
And I'm Kim Cunningham. Good evening, everyone. We're talking double trouble tonight. 47 states will have precipitation from Winter Storm Sparta and Thor. Let's jump right in and take a look at the big picture. And this map, well, it says it all. Here in Texas, we've got winter weather advisories in effect, including Abilene, San Angelo, to Gainesville, even here into the Plains, Wichita, Oklahoma City, Springfield under a winter storm warning. St. Louis as well, with moderate snow has been coming down through the evening. Winter storm watches for the Northeast. Winter weather advisories for the Ohio Valley. So, Alex, again, we're looking at some impressive snow even in here in the West. And we're going to take a look right now at what Winter Storm Sparta is capable of. This is from the Dallas Metroplex yesterday. As a matter of fact, we are looking at some icy conditions that moving through and move through northern Texas as well, bringing as much as 6 inches of snow in some areas, but freezing rain became the big problem in Dallas. A sheet of ice covered roadways, made for some treacherous driving conditions. More than 1,000 traffic accidents were reported yesterday. There were even reports of drivers spending hours on the roads trying to make what normally would be a short trip. So, like freezing rain out there right now, Alex.
Yeah, I tell you. So, again, another night where we got to really be careful. It doesn't take much. As Kim mentioned, it's very light, but it doesn't take much to lead to some problems out there. So let's talk about and focus in on Winter Storm Sparta, which is going to be impacting us here through the rest of our weekend. Right now, it's the Midwest generally dealing with the biggest impacts. Right around St. Louis, we've been dealing with the snow for a good portion of our afternoon and this early evening. Still snowing out there. Visibility has actually come up just a tad. Earlier it was around a half a mile. Now it's up to a mile. So light snow being reported there. Still got to be careful here across the state. We've had numerous accidents being reported across the state because of the snow. And then tracking its way east now and across Illinois, Indiana. You're finding the snow. And now starting to see some of the sort of outer fringes trying to sneak its way into the western portions of Ohio. There's that threat there in the northern parts of Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma for a little bit of the freezing rain. All right, so we got moisture streaming its way across the middle of the nation through the Midwest. We're going to continue to watch all of this streak east a bit more. So most of Ohio will get into the snow as well as in the western parts of the state of Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh is back, that'll deal with it. And then right along the Ohio River is where we'll switch over and see more of the wintry mix and potential for some freezing rain tonight. Then we'll progress on into tomorrow, and we see that sliding east. Now New York City, you'll see some snowflakes getting over towards the Boston area. by Sunday night, continuing across a good chunk of New England. But notice as we head a little bit farther south now, we get more of that mixture. It's finally not until we get into Monday where we see things settling down a bit. Still some lingering snow showers out there, but it'll be a little bit lighter. Quick check on how much we anticipate. The bigger totals 5 to 8. Indianapolis to Cleveland and spreading into western PA. Kim?
Thanks, Alex. Let's show you what it looks like right now in Indianapolis. And you can see kind of hazy looking. You know, we've got some snow coming down right now, 22 degrees. It is cold, and we're looking at maybe 5 inches of snow here in Indianapolis. And we still have several inches on the ground from the last storm. And, you know, Winter Storm Sparta moved through Denver before it got to Indianapolis and dropped more snow through the region. Enough snow, by the way, to break a record. And our own Paul Goodlow has a story from the Mile High City.
Another frigid start today in Denver where the low temperature got down to 0 degrees. Now I'm here at Washington Park, and the sidewalk is a microcosm of the roads here across Denver, the Front Range. You have some dry pavement, then you also have ice and some black ice too. It looks like it's wet, but that is all ice, which is very similar to the roads. We're talking record-setting snow so far this month in February here in Denver. Still have a couple of inches on the ground here. It's light, dry, fluffy snow, not melting because temperatures haven't been above freezing in a couple of days here, and probably won't get there until we head perhaps until this Monday. We have more snow coming this way, but the heaviest snow will be south and southwest of here across the San Juans. They could pick up several feet of snow as Winter Storm Thor continues to roll this way. Otherwise, here in Denver, again, they're enjoying the sunshine now. Snow showers continue to come in as we head into the overnight hours and into your Sunday, adding to, more snow on this record snowy February here in Denver. Reporting from Washington Park in Denver, Colorado, I'm meteorologist Paul Goodlow. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. Well, with a never-ending parade of winter storms across much of the eastern U.S., there's been a lot of snow shoveling going on, and more to be done before it's all over. But Sam Champion's got some tips to lessen the load in this edition of Brainstorm.
In mechanical terms, shoveling snow is a lever system. There's a fulcrum, the shoveler, and at the other end of the lever, there's a load, the snow. This configuration means we're at a mechanical disadvantage. For example, at a shovel length's distance, 16 pounds of force are needed to lift just 6 pounds of snow. This is why shoveling snow can demand a huge effort. Clearing just a foot of light snow from a typical 1,000 square foot residential driveway would require the lifting of 3.3 tons of snow. That's the same as lifting 2 15-pound dumbbells for 22 minutes straight. And with the density of packed snow as high as 30 pounds per cubic foot, that's like you're lifting crushed asphalt. Each scoop of a shovel can be met with as much as 250 pounds of resistance. Overcoming this force can require a massive energy expenditure. As a result, an average male weighing about 175 pounds can burn more than 500 calories per hour, or the same as running 5 miles an hour for about 45 minutes. But there are certainly ways to ease this strain. Instead of reaching, you can move closer to the snow you're shoveling. This basically reduces the length of that lever, and the force needed to lift the snow can actually be cut in half. It also helps to keep your torso upright. Now this moves the stress that's put on your lower back to the legs. And that's key because your thigh muscles essentially act like jacks and can lift up to twice your own body weight. Now you've been brainstormed. Sam Champion, The Weather Channel.
A lot of folks will be able to use some of that advice in the coming days. Well, our special report continues. Coming up, we'll have a detailed look at Winter Storm Thor.
And we're taking you south now to Miami, where it may be warmer, but the weather isn't necessarily better. We'll tell you why some Gulf fans are a little upset with Mother Nature this weekend. Winter Storm Central returns right after your local on the 8th.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
I went to Ancestry.com, but I thought, I'm not going to make it very far. I knew my parents and my grandparents, and then it happened. I got a leaf. When I clicked on it, I could actually see my grandfather's draft card from World War I and his U.S. Census from 1910, and another member's tree that had my great-grandparents and their parents and everything. And it all started with my first leaf.
Who will you discover at Ancestry.com?
You know your dentures can move. Unlike natural teeth, try Fixodent Plus TrueFeel. The smooth formula helps keep dentures in place. It's free of flavors and colorants for a closer feeling to natural teeth. Fixodent and forget it.
Yes! Again! That's a 3! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! Cataract! Oh my God! Dude, you gotta be kidding me!
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently in our area, 31 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. Overnight, late night freezing rain and sleet. Low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain. High 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This March,
one man's trash,
this is perfect,
is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. Now available over the counter in full prescription strength. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. The leading allergy pill only controls 1. Flonase controls 6. And 6 is greater than 1. Flonase, the 24-hour relief that outperforms the #1 allergy pill. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
At last.
Sometimes at last doesn't happen at first.
My love has come along. My lonely days.
Hey, Dad, just kissed my mom.
Are over.
Turning two worlds into one takes love.
And life is like a song.
Helping protect that world takes State Farm.
Well, another day of rain in South Florida. Suspended play at the Honda Classic. The tournament been plagued by rain and will now be finishing up on Monday. Lightning, high wind speeds, and heavy rain halted play this afternoon at the PGA National Resort Course. Second round, that wrapped up this morning after being suspended Friday afternoon. I mean, look at the scoreboard. They're getting blown around by the wind. Third round began at noon today, but was officially called around 3 p.m. Play expected to resume tomorrow morning. Let's take a look at the current radar, which is nowhere near as lit up as it was earlier. There are still some showers and some storms around out there for us at this hour, but this is sort of the last several hours across the southern portions of the state. You can see around Miami, things are quieted down. Fort Lauderdale up towards West Palm Beach as well. But I tell you, the rain really came down. The radar estimated rainfall totals here for us just north of Miami getting up close to 7 inches. We even had actual reports of some areas seeing 9-10 inches of rain, so it was quite a bit of a mess. Well, we go from South Florida to what's happening across the west with Winter Storm Thor. Kim?
All right, Alex. Well, gear up for this. Looks like it's going to be sticking around for a while. Winter Storm Thor affecting folks in Salt Lake City right now. We've got some light rain. We're going to see a mix of rain and snow off and on. even during the overnight hours. But you really have to go up to about 5,000 or 7,000 feet or so to be in some of the heavier snow. So right now we're going to take a look at Winter Storm Thor, and this one, again, will affect not just the southwest, but eventually will get all the way to the northeast and may put Boston over its record, or at least to its record of 107 inches, 107.6 inches of snow for the season, which would tie that record. All right, so looking right now at Salt Lake City, we've got light rain coming down. We've got snow in some of the higher elevations. Alex, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Kim. We're going to work our way through the next 7 days, show you how this will all play out with Sparta as well as Thor. So as we move into tomorrow now, you notice with Sparta, we've got some of that snow beginning to press its way on into the northeast. Travel advisories already now issued in and around New York City for tomorrow into Monday because of what will be moving in with the snow, potential for a little bit of the wintry precip there, and down into the mid-Atlantic, more of a mix, D.C. to Baltimore, and freezing rain, Southern Virginia into North Carolina. Heads up there. Could be a tricky travels tomorrow. South, it's all rain here for us from Atlanta back down into Florida. And with Thor, we've got more wintry weather in the high terrain and some wet weather, including around Phoenix and down towards L.A. That'll continue into Monday now for you. We've got more rain here into East Texas, down across the lower Mississippi Valley. Going to be a bit of a chilly rain around Dallas, but at least it's rain as opposed to the frozen stuff that we have been dealing with as of late. Now, as we start to move into Tuesday, our system Thor now begins to press its way east. Now, you notice what's happening with this. We've got a little bit more warmer air nudging its way northward. So Missouri, it's all snow for you right now, but by Tuesday with this next system in the warmer air, it'll be rain and maybe even a few rumbles of thunder in there. The snow and the wintry weather really confined to the upper Midwest, Great Lakes region, and parts of the Ohio River Valley. We could be dealing with some freezing rain issues in the Ohio River by Tuesday. Wednesday now, still rain across the deep south, and we'll start to notice some cold air coming in, and where we do have a bit of moisture now, Dallas, heads up, we could be dealing with some more wintry weather. Moving on to even Tennessee, we could deal with a wintry mix up through the Ohio River Valley, while mostly rain now impacting you across the 95 corridor there in the northeast. But then by Thursday, with some cold air coming in, we may switch back over to a little bit of snow, while the southeast hangs on to our threat for the rain. Now, you notice it's colder in the upper Midwest with our teens. Friday will roll around out there, and this is a map we haven't seen too much as of late. Very quiet outside of the Gulf Coast. Most areas are staying dry out there. Then Saturday will roll in, and mainly across the northeast, could see a few more snow showers. And again, the Gulf Coast, you're dealing with more of the way of that rain. But again, a very quiet scenario by the end of the week into next weekend. All right, we've got more on Winter Storm Sparta and Thor next.
Know the cold truth? Stay tuned in 30 seconds for the answer.
I have the worst cold with this runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat your runny nose.
Seriously?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough fights your worst cold symptoms plus your runny nose.
Well, what a relief it is.
Go to AlkaSeltzerPlus.com to learn more cold truths.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better. Want to see? Yeah. Cool. What else you got?
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. New Energizer Eco Advanced. World's first long-lasting battery made with recycled batteries. That's positive energy.
Introducing the City Double Cash Card. It earns you cash back now and cash back later with 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
At Intel, they have technology that lets your face be your password. Oh, that is one secure password.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
They lived.
They lived. They lived.
We lived, thanks to our Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
Build weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
This month, fall in love with a new Subaru during Hometown Subaru's True Love event. Brand new 2015 Subaru Impreza lease only $159 per month, or a new 2015 Subaru Forester lease only $249 per month. Looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle? Hometown Subaru has discounts up to 70% off MSRP and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. If you're searching for luxury, more for your trade-in, or easy credit approval, visit Hometown Subaru today.
Hi, I'm Tracy Hilton, and I want to see you in a Subaru.
This is Eric. Eric runs a small business and has had trouble finding the best local employees to hire. That all changed when Eric found SouthernWestVirginiaJobs.com. Don't just take Eric's word for it. Listen to another local employer that found the same great solution.
I've been using this site for the past several years and have found it to be the easiest in finding our next employees. They've been very accommodating and helpful, and they have the best customer service.
Enjoy the same success as Eric and Stacy and hire your next employee at SouthernWestVirginiaJobs.com. Local jobs for local people.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently, the temperature is 31 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Our local Doppler radar. Overnight, late night freezing rain and sleet. Low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain. High 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. Our 7-day outlook.
We'll take a look at this incredible video from Fort Worth yesterday. This SUV you see there in the middle of your screen, well, it's spun out while traveling along the freeway. Now, look, this is the part that is really the dangerous part. The passenger getting out of the car to try to push it. Yeah, no luck, no, it doesn't happen. And again, it's very dangerous to be out there. You could slip, you could fall, hurt yourself, and also get hit by any of those cars that are trying to come down the highway as well. So we certainly don't recommend doing this at all. An incredibly dangerous situation. Now, amazingly, the person who was in the driver's seat actually gets the car back on its way, and she eventually gets up and catches up to the car and gets on in. But boy, a dangerous thing to be doing here. Please stay in the vehicle if this happens. Now, rain expected to move into the Dallas area later tonight. In fact, we have been seeing a little bit of freezing rain in place, so things could get slick out there, Kim.
Yeah, definitely has been with us for the last couple of hours, Alex. So we're watching Winter Storm Sparta and Winter Storm Thor. Both on our radar, and I'll tell you what, we're going to see these storms cover a lot of real estate over the next 4 or 5 days. Checking in with Winter Storm Sparta right now, we're getting some of that freezing rain into Dallas. But notice there's some rain here off to the south. That is going to come into our area, and we'll see that change over. Little Rock, it is going to be an all-rain event for you. Heading up to St. Louis, we had bouts of moderate snow. Visibilities were down to a half mile. Now some of those heavier snow bands now getting into Indianapolis. So traveling Interstate 70, boy, that's going to be a rough one. If you're starting out in St. Louis going east on 70, you're going to have a long commute ahead of you. So Indianapolis, half-mile with snow as we speak, and we're going to see by 10 o'clock tonight or next probably couple hours, Cleveland will see snow coming in. Sunday morning, it is all the way to Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Boston by 9 p.m. will be in the snow. Will that put us over our record season for snowfall? We'll talk about that in more detail coming up. So it should be done by 8 o'clock on Monday morning in the Boston area. So looking here to Thor. Now this is affecting the southwest right now. We're seeing light snow in some of the Rockies, heavier snows, especially here for the Sierra Nevada, also southern, looks like southern mountains of California. The upper level low spinning in this area. You can see the rate of return spinning around it, even a few thunderstorms around San Jose earlier. And we'll see that with the upper level low, that cold core low, helping to bring some of those storms, make it a little bit more unstable for us. So that will rotate southward. That'll help bring some more rain into Los Angeles. And so we're going to follow that spin, that upper level low I showed you, or the energy with that, and we're going to track that off to the east, and it kind of moves out. We'll see a little round of it there. Then we track the next one to come in. This one's going to move up, and another one from the north is going to join with it, and this thing is going to stretch all the way from the northeast all the way into Texas. So Thor really will affect a lot of people into midweek of next week. You saw the forecast here Tuesday across the Midwest and Ohio Valley. It'll be rain for the Ohio Valley Tuesday night, but once the cold air slips in behind it, we are back to snow in Cincinnati on Wednesday. East Coast, we start out snow, but you know what happens? We end up warming up with a lot of warm air coming northward, and we're going to see thunderstorms for the mid-Atlantic states where we just had all that snowfall last week, even storms for the deep south, and rain into Boston. Could you imagine all the snow we've gotten? We're going to see rain on top of that. So if you have plans on heading to the northeast over the next week or so, this is where you're going to see some active weather once again. And even back here into Fort Smith and to Little Rock, it is going to be an icy scenario for us, it looks like, by Wednesday again. It looks like Thor will stall out. We're going to see even more wintry precip into the Dallas-Fort Worth area with freezing rain and sleet and maybe a wintry mix on the north side of it. So we'll keep you up to date on these two storms. Back to you, Alex.
All right, thanks so much, Kim. Well, tonight's special edition of a winter storm coverage that continues tracking these two winter storms stretching across much of the U.S. Stay with us for the latest on these storms. Now, coming up, we're going to tell you about Winter Storm Sparta and where it is headed and who could see as much as 8 inches from this system.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway later.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu with the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. It breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power. Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys, where you can get 1921 prices on items store-wide, like a Torin 2-ton floor jack, just $19.21. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th one free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
Thanks for this Oreo caramel shake, Kara.
Can't believe you ordered all these shakes.
Yeah.
And how do you know her name?
Oh, I kind of have nicknames for everybody based upon my order.
Caramel, Kara. Yeah.
Holly for jalapeno chocolate.
That's
and
great.
Janine for peanut butter.
Why Janine for peanut butter?
Because she reminds me of my ex-girlfriend, Janine, who was nuts.
She was crazy.
25 hand-mixed real ice cream shakes, all half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from the agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new pressure system that helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll soon begin experiencing pain relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities. But apply Be Active to the point of the calf muscle to relieve pain. The secret is the pressure pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain to the nerve and lower back.
Be Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on a specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
I just slide it on, I tighten the strap, I feel the pressure point right behind my knee, and right away I feel the release of pain in my lower back.
Wow, I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
You can't see the relief?
I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something.
Be Active gives you the ability to be active again. Wear it while exercising. Keep up with the kids. It's invisible under clothing, comfortable enough to sleep in. Be Active easily adjusts to fit almost any leg. Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now feel the freedom of being active again with the pressure point therapy of Be Active for just $19.99. But wait. Call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to feel quick back relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-732-6143. That's 1-800-732-6143. Or go online at beactiverace.com. Call or click today. That's 1-800-732-6143.
Yes, again! That's a 3! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! Panarak! Oh my God! Dude, you gotta be kidding me!
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently in our area, 31 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. Overnight, late night freezing rain and sleet. Low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain. High 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. Our week ahead.
This March.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Well, welcome back to this special edition of Winter Storm Central, tracking not one but 2 winter storms right now from coast to coast.
And you know, 47 states will have precipitation from Winter Storms Sparta and Thor, and we're keeping it all ahead. Keeping you all ahead. We've got the information that you need to know. Check out the radar. We've got the snow coming down from the Midwest into the Ohio Valley. Some areas reporting moderate snow, like here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing that purple heads up there across Little Rock back to Oklahoma, even into Texas, just around the Dallas area, some reports of some freezing rain. And then we've got the rain that we've been dealing with here into Florida. Boy, earlier today it was coming down in bunches. It settled down a bit, but we do still have some lingering showers. And then back towards the west, Kim, we've got Winter Storm Thor impacting us here from Colorado, Utah, even into the Sierra, where we desperately need more snow to add to the snowpack. Well, it is no doubt about it, very hard to believe that we are talking winter storms again this weekend.
And this isn't the first time this season that we've had 2 named storms on the maps at one time, but is this different from any other? Well, our own Reynolds Wolf says it really is, and he has the numbers to back it up. Take a look.
You know, millions of Americans are wondering, really, has this winter been that bad? I mean, they know what they've seen, the heavy snowfall in places like Chicago or in Boston, or the brutal conditions in terms of temperatures like we're facing across much of the Midwest. But really, has it been that bad of a winter? Well, we've got the numbers to back it up. Take a listen.
I think the brutality of the winter is just in areas where they've gotten snow cold, and not just cold, bitter cold, heavy snow, bitter cold.
There's no doubt about it. This winter has been relentless.
This has been going on not just for a few days, but for several weeks now, day after day after day.
Let's look at it by the numbers. 3 cities stand out when it comes to snow and cold: Boston, Syracuse, and Bangor, Maine. Bangor's on track to not only have its coldest February on record, but its coldest record month. Then add in the snow. More than 117 inches so far puts the city at number 3 for the season. Ditto for Syracuse. It's looking at its coldest February and coldest month as well. People there are also dealing with 59.5 inches, their second snowiest February. Then Boston. Unprecedented. Its second coldest February is likely, but the snow, it started falling mid-January and never let up. Boston hit its second snowiest season on record already and is all but guaranteed to break the all-time record of 107.6.
If you take a look at the U.S. as a whole, typically when it's cold in the eastern U.S., you get warmer conditions in the west. But this is just amazing. I mean, at the same time, we're setting records for the coldest February in the east. And again, 140 years of records in some areas. We are actually setting records for the warmest February out in the west.
There are numerous western cities that could see their warmest winter on record. San Francisco, for example, is on pace to have its warmest winter in 140 years, and this was the city's driest January in 165 years, with no measurable precipitation. Las Vegas also saw its warmest winter. Even Salt Lake City, Utah is at its warmest as of February 26. And while meteorological winter may be over, winter is not. What a brutal, brutal time it's been for so many people, with the exception of California, of course. Certainly a mild time for them. Hey, and speaking of rough stuff, polar plunge taking place tomorrow out of Lake Michigan. A lot of people braving those temperatures, but for a wonderful cause, all for Special Olympics. So make sure you tune in to AMHQ tomorrow morning. We'll see you then. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Reynolds. I know it's for a great cause, but boy, getting into those that cold water, that's amazing what those folks do. All right, well, we're talking about Winter Storm Sparta here, impacting us here today, and as we head on into tomorrow, the early part of the week as well, we've been finding ourselves dealing with the snow in and around Indianapolis. That has moved on in this evening, and while it is still in place, in fact, picking up a little bit in the intensity, moderate snow now being reported at Indy at the airport. Visibility down to about a half a mile. And across the state here, seeing some Twitter chatter of some of the roadways becoming a little snow covered as well. So if you have to head out this evening, please take your time, take it slow. If you don't have to be out, that is your best bet. Back through Illinois, into Missouri as well. St. Louis, you're still dealing with all that snow in southern parts of Missouri into Arkansas. A little bit of the freezing rain. Doesn't take too much to cause some problems there, so please be careful. All right, tonight we'll continue to watch that snow spread east across Ohio into the interior parts of the Northeast. You'll see it around Pittsburgh tomorrow, getting into the Northeast. Syracuse, Albany, Boston tomorrow into Sunday night as well. New York City, it'll be a brief area of snow, but then by tomorrow night it changes over, and then by Monday you should be pretty much out of the snow, outside of these areas here in New York State, getting into sections of New Hampshire, Vermont, as well as there to Maine. That'll be pretty much it in terms of our snow by Monday, at least thanks to our Winter Storm Sparta. So here's the snowfall totals through Sunday, and notice the darker shade of blue getting just around south central sections of Illinois, working into Indiana, 3 to 5 inches. Then we get into the purple, and that does include you in Indy. 5 to 8 inches will be possible. That spreads its way on into the Cleveland area and then into western portions of Pennsylvania. Now, right there in Indy, 5 inches is what we are anticipating out there for you. And surrounding the city, again, right in that range, 4 to 5. You can see that Bloomington over towards the Greensburg area. So certainly shovelable snow to deal with here in the city. And that snow is expected to continue through tonight, through the overnight period, into tomorrow morning. So trying to get out to those church services could be a little difficult, particularly in those areas that may not have been plowed or treated by that point. Then the Northeast, you've got your snowfall to deal with from even D.C., New York, a couple of inches possible. Boston, inching ever so closer to that snowiest season on record. Well, we'll at least pick up a good 2 inches there in the city. Could see a little bit more to the south and the east. That's where we may see 3 to 4 inches. And then lighter amounts to the north and the west. That's where we'll be talking about Manchester, the Concord area, maybe an inch of snowfall. Boston, when's it going to fall? Well, as we head through the afternoon on our tomorrow, in through the overnight hours, into Monday morning. All right, that's Sparta. What about Thor, Kim?
Well, I'll tell you what, Alex, Thor may actually put us to the snowiest season on record in Boston eventually. Now, we have to deal with this here in the west initially, where we have actually some snow coming down for the Colorado Rockies. Denver, we're going to see snow off and on over the next couple of days. And the big picture showing us even snow for the Wasatch. We even have winter weather advisories just outside of Salt Lake City. Picked up a lot of snow in the Albuquerque area, and even here in California, rain coming down. And if you look at this closely, you can actually see a little bit of a twist. Can you see that here in the radar returns? Well, we actually have a severe thunderstorm warning. The upper level low is right over us, and that is helping to destabilize the atmosphere. A lot of cold air aloft over the warmer surface. That warm air rises as long as air above it is cold, and we see thunderstorms develop. We got the moisture, and we've seen that storm now moving offshore. But if you're in San Mateo County, that's right, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning just outside of San Francisco. So we could see some small hail. Typically, it's what you look at, small hail, maybe a brief funnel cloud with this. But looking at the possibility of just some small hail right now around San Bruno. And then we're seeing the big picture where we have the upper level low spinning in that area. That will continue to track southward and affect us here in Southern California. So if you're in San Diego all the way up to Los Angeles, it'll be the rain for you. It looks like overnight tonight, tomorrow as well. Rain expected here for Arizona. The Wasatch will see more snowfall from this. The Central Rockies getting plenty of it as well. Phoenix looking at some rain coming in as well on Monday. In Flagstaff, by the way, we could use the snow. We're a little bit behind this year. We're going to see possibly well over 18 to 24 inches of snow, well over a foot expected in the Flagstaff area. Durango, all these ski resorts definitely enjoying this forecast. So it looks like through Monday anyway, Denver will pick up a couple of inches. But again, ski resorts like Steamboat picking up 9 inches. Alex?
Great news for the ski lovers, where our special report continues. Coming up, we've got more detailed looks at what's happening with our winter storms, and we're also taking you to South Miami. Yeah, where we may be warmer, but the weather isn't necessarily better. We'll tell you why some golf fans are a little upset with Mother Nature this weekend.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently, the temperature is 30 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Our local Doppler radar. Overnight, light freezing rain, low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain, high 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow, low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. The week ahead.
Claritin D presents 2 allergy sufferers. One tried the newest allergy spray, which could take several days to feel the full effect of relief. The other took Claritin D, which starts to work on allergies with nasal congestion in 30 minutes. The moral, nothing works faster than Claritin D.
According to skies. Our local Doppler radar. Overnight, light freezing rain, low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain, high 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow, low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. The week ahead.
We'll take a look at this incredible video from Fort Worth yesterday. See that SUV there? Well, spun out while traveling along the highway there. Now, the passenger gets out of the car, and you wonder why they're doing this, where they're trying to get out to actually push it. And while they do so quite unsuccessfully, and a very dangerous thing to be doing, because you could slip, you could fall, and of course you got cars on the highway, and if any of them are traveling too fast, they could spin out of control, hit you, and then it's a whole other disaster out there. But eventually and amazingly, the person in the driver's seat, along with the person trying to push, get it back on its way. She gets up back into the car eventually there, but boy, a dangerous thing to do. Not something that we recommend. Now, we have seen a bit of freezing rain across parts of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex here this evening. We're going to send it over to Kim, who's in the lab for our winter weather update.
And Alex, we are looking at the freezing rain around Dallas. Temperatures hovering in the low 30s, 30, 31, 32, depending on where you are around Dallas. So just be careful. Use caution. Remember, bridges, overpasses are probably going to be pretty icy here tonight unless they're treated. As you head south, though, it is rain, and we do think some of that rain may get in here later on. So Dallas, watch out again, maybe some icy roads in the area. Also, word on Interstate 40 east out of Oklahoma City, a little rough out there tonight with freezing rain. Traveling over towards Little Rock, the same thing. Little Rock should stay rain, but if you're in St. Louis, we've had snow off and on all night long, and it's tracking right along Interstate 70, right towards Indianapolis, and now into the Columbus area, getting close to Columbus and the Dayton area. Cincinnati will pick up a little bit of snow and may mix here later on tonight. So we're going to track Winter Storm Sparta. By the way, we've got 2 winter storms at one time. We've got Winter Storm Sparta and Winter Storm Thor that we'll talk about in the west as well. We're going to time this out for you. Cleveland, not here yet. The snow is going to get there probably by midnight. Then here to Pittsburgh, it's been with us all evening long. 8 o'clock in the morning, still going on. And Philadelphia may get in here, it looks like sometime tomorrow, late afternoon. Boston, by the evening hours, we'll see the snow. Now, will this put us over the 107.6 mark and put us into a record? We'll let you know here. I think the second storm will help us do that, but I don't think Sparta is going to do that here in the Boston, at the airport anyway. So looking at the west, this is where Winter Storm Thor is, and we've been seeing a little bit of snow for the Rockies, also a little bit of shower activity in the lower elevations. Again, very scattered about the upper level.
Yes, again! That's a 3! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! Panarak! Oh my God! Dude, you gotta be kidding me!
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently in our area, 31 degrees under fair skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. Overnight, light freezing rain, low 22. Chance of precipitation 60%. For Sunday, ice changing to rain, high 43. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mix of rain and snow, low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This March.
Are you crazy? The guy behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Lowe's presents How to Make a Friend Speak When She's Speechless.
Wow.
Right now, but the radar doesn't really give you justice of what's going to happen here because we have 12, 14,000-foot mountains. It kind of blocks the radar beam, but trust me, that radar will be quite busy over the next 48 hours as we feel the brunt of Winter Storm Thor coming here across the Four Corners, especially here in Colorado. Kate?
All right, thanks so much, Paul. And thank you for joining us on AMHQ Weekend. We hope that you have a great, well-prepared morning. Obviously, Reynolds, we are missing you here in studio, but we know you're keeping people safe there in Chicago.
Absolutely, America. We know you have a choice in your morning viewing, and we're so happy you chose us. Great, certainly spending some time with us. Hey, stay tuned on the Weather Channel because we've got the very latest on Sparta and Thor. 2 major storms. They pose a threat, folks. We'll keep you safe, keep you advised. Thanks again. Have a great weekend. Be safe. See ya.
Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is.
Visit angieslist.com today.
At Intel, they have technology that lets your face be your password. Oh,
That is one secure password.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently, the temperature is 32 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. Today, ice changing to rain. High 42. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 70%. For tonight, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Chance of precipitation 70%. Our 7-day outlook.
Hi, folks. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf coming to you from beautiful Chicago, where, well, we finished February with the third snowiest February on record, and we're beginning March with polar air and the polar plunge. Full story coming up.
And I'm meteorologist Paul Goodlow live in Vail, Colorado, where 3 inches of fresh powder fell overnight, but perhaps we could see 10 to 20 times as much snow as we head through Tuesday. Under a winter storm warning here above 7,000 feet through Tuesday afternoon. More details on Winter Storm Thor's impact here across Colorado coming up in a live report.
I've slipped a couple times, and there's 2 cars that almost hit me.
Treacherous doesn't even begin to describe the travel conditions on this Sunday morning. 28 states from California to Massachusetts under some kind of winter weather alert due to Winter Storm Sparta and Thor.
You name it, we have it. Everything from snow to ice to rain. And some of the biggest cities in the eastern U.S. will be impacted by both storms. Right here, right now on Weather Center Live.
Well, this morning, 96 million people are under some form of winter weather alert, all because of Winter Storm Sparta and Thor. Indianapolis already picking up more than a month's worth of snow, more than 3 inches in just the first 5 hours of March.
Wow. Well, Cleveland and Pittsburgh are forecast to pick up 1 to 3 inches of snow from Sparta, then get a break just for a day before getting hit again by another storm, Thor, on Tuesday. There's a chance that Sparta's snowfall could push to Boston, and when that happens, it may make it the snowiest winter on record.
Well, another weekend, yet another storm. Welcome to Weather Center Live. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Bonnie Schneider. Winter Storm Sparta has snow and ice spreading into the Ohio Valley, while Winter Storm Thor is just getting started out west.
That's right. We've got the radar showing a lot of different colors this morning. We've got the snow to the north. That is the blue. Pink and purple, that's where you got to watch out for ice and that wintry mix. Then we've got the plain old rain, basically from the Ohio Valley all the way down toward the Gulf Coast.
We have live team coverage of the 2 winter storms. Reynolds Wolf is in Chicago. Paul Goodlow is in Vail, Colorado, and Mike Bettis is in the lab.
So let's start with meteorologist Reynolds Wolf, who's hopefully not shivering too much on this Sunday morning in Chicago. Hey there, Reynolds.
Oh, hey, good morning, guys. It is all fun and games. The time being here in Chicago. Yes, we've got the polar air, but we also have the polar plunge. They've been doing this for 15 years. And if you're tuning in across America, you're thinking, polar plunge. What exactly is that? Well, let me explain. All benefits for the polar plunge go to the Special Olympics of Chicago. And what they do is they get thousands of people, this year around 4,800 people, that are going to be coming right through here down into Lake Michigan, where you can see much of it is frozen, with the exception of this one big cutout that we have. Yesterday when we came out here and did a little bit of site surveying, this was actually all all liquid. And now it's got a combination of liquid and some ice in there as well. Let me tell you, though, today, though, it is not just fun and games. We got some dangerous stuff out and about. Let's go right to the video and show you parts of the country, especially in parts of central and southern Illinois. We had snow, we had ice, and a lot of plows out on the roadways trying to make things safe. The plows, slow and go, trying to make it easy going for you drivers trying to get out and about. Now, the thing is, though, a lot of drivers out there, and a lot of them, well, after you have all these winter storms, they get a sense of complacency and they start driving as though they do for, well, 3 seasons out of the year. Problem is, with the ice and the snow, it's dangerous out there. Had quite a bit of crashes out there. Certainly dangerous times. And people, if you can, by all means, stay at home, stay off the road. That'll be the best case, the best recipe for a very, very safe day. That's the latest we got for you for the time being here in Chicago, and certainly across the great state of Illinois. Here, we've got some nice stuff, but farther to the south, it is all snow. Now, I'm guessing we're sending to a little bit far to the west of Paul Goodwill, I believe, in the Rockies. I'm sorry, Mike Bettis. Listen to Mike in the lab. My bad, guys.
Yeah, no problem, Reynolds. Obviously, we've got some big issues going on there in the Midwest and more snow to come for us, especially south of Chicago. And it looks like you work your way towards central Illinois and central Indiana. Getting nailed right now, all working through the Ohio Valley. Let's drill down into some of this. Look at all these. I mean, literally hundreds of snow and icing reports here in the Midwest. A place like Newton here in Illinois, just outside of Effingham, by the way. 8 inches of snow has fallen for us here. Take it over toward Indy, 4.2 inches of snow. Snowing heavily right now, quarter-mile visibility in Indy, so we've got a little ways to go. Let's go eastbound on I-70 in Dayton. 4 inches of snow here in the last 24 hours, and all that rolling from the Miami Valley right into central Ohio. There again is the big picture. So in St. Louis, things starting to wind up for us here a little bit. We're starting to see just a little bit of flurries right now. All the heavy snow has gone well off to your east. As I was mentioning, Indianapolis heavy band coming through right now. Looks like probably another hour to hour and a half before the real heavy stuff kind of tapers off for us. In Cincinnati, we're down to 2-mile visibility with snow right now, with the freezing line that's gone south of you. Up toward Dayton, over toward Columbus, we have snow falling here. I-71 between Columbus and Cleveland will be a snowy drive for you as you pass through Mansfield. Then Cleveland to Youngstown and down to Pittsburgh here. Right on 76, we're going to have some issues. Then notice all the entire state, really, of Pennsylvania looking for snow today. It extends from Pittsburgh to Allentown right into Philadelphia. Washington, D.C., we have the snow that's falling lightly right now. We could see some heavier bands through D.C. as well as Baltimore. How much do we pick up today? Generally a 1 to 3. Some pockets here and winter storm warning criteria for 3 to 5 here, and some places maybe even outside of Pittsburgh could go 5+ more inches to come. There's a look at that one spot right in there, right between Harrisburg and Pittsburgh, looking maybe for as much as 8 inches of snow to come our way. Then everything pushes into the northeast later tonight and tomorrow. Boston, a couple of inches coming our way, adding insult to injury. So we'll be looking for more snow not only from Sparta but also from Thor, Kelly. So more details on this to come, including some icing now through Virginia as well as North Carolina. Details on that straight ahead.
Mike, thank you. We want to help everybody plan their day because, yeah, it's all about Sparta today in cities like St. Louis. We've got the snow on the map till about lunchtime. Then we get a little bit of a break tomorrow, and then that wintry mix sets in later tomorrow evening onto the first part of Tuesday, and we've got a lot of rain that's going to come in with Thor on the backside. So kind of ending as rain here in St. Louis. Indianapolis, we've got the snow today for a good chunk of your Sunday all the way through this evening. As a matter of fact, it's all snow for you. Tomorrow we catch a break. Enjoy that break because then we've got Thor to deal with as we head towards Tuesday. And you can see that we've got that wintry mix. So watch out for some ice before we switch over to rain later on in the day. For places like Cleveland, for today, it's a good chunk of snow throughout the day today from morning till night and even a little bit into your morning commute tomorrow. So Monday morning being impacted, and then we catch a break before the rain and snow from Thor on Tuesday. Bonnie?
Well, Kelly, central Colorado is under a winter storm warning due to winter storms Sparta and Thor. Paul Goodlow is live in Vail, Colorado. And Paul, I imagine that people there are probably happy to see the snow.
Yeah, they are loving the snow here for skiing and snowboarding. Travel difficult at times, but again, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Thor will swing its hammer here in Colorado. Some areas getting more than 4 feet of snow. More details coming up after your local on the 8s.
I have the worst cold with this runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat your runny nose.
Seriously?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough fights your worst cold symptoms plus your runny nose.
Well, what a relief it is.
Brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pet Boys, where you can get great deals all week long. Like when you buy 3 select tires, you'll get the 4th one free instantly. Plus, get special financing for 6 months when you sign up for the Pet Boys Car Care One credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
Nexium 24-hour. It's the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
My job is so hard on my hands.
The cracks were the worst part.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry hands that crack and split.
There was a difference within just minutes of it absorbing into my skin.
Only O'Keefe's has given me the relief that I need.
Learn more at workinghands.com.
Looks like 20 feet.
At Intel, they have this technology. You can take a picture and measure the distance before you jump.
Intel, this is where it all changes.
Hi, I'm Brenda, and this is day 1 of my hydroxycut transformation.
We're gonna live free.
I lost 37 pounds. Look at the new me.
Hydroxycut is America's #1 selling weight loss supplement brand. Lose weight your way. Mix and match gummies, tablets, and drink mix.
Hydroxycut has completely changed my life. I can finally fit into the clothes that I love.
Hydroxycut lets you lose weight your way. And go to hydroxycut.com to access the Be Thinner in 30 Days starter plan.
So let's go! When you go out there, it's dangerous.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently in our area, 32 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. Day, ice changing to rain, high 42. Winds south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 70%. For tonight, mix of rain and snow, low 31. Chance of precipitation 70%. Our week ahead.
It's all leading to the end of days.
This is bigger than any of us. This thing could bring the whole world into chaos. Armageddon.
Dig premieres Thursday at 10 on USA Network.
Nice warm apple cider.
A little boy in Denver is braving bitter cold temperatures to keep his neighbors warm and honor a friend who battled cancer.
8-year-old Tristan Regina sold hot drinks yesterday to raise money for Children's Hospital, which saved the life of his friend Cade. And Tristan raised $15 for the hospital. Well, the Denver area is feeling the effects of Winter Storm Thor.
Let's head over to Vail, Colorado, which is under a winter storm warning until Tuesday. That's where we find our own meteorologist, Paul Goodlow, who's braving the elements. Paul?
You know, it's really not that cold here compared to Denver, especially yesterday when it got down to 0. Right now in Denver, they're at 11 degrees. Here in Vail, we're at 22. So again, people thinking, how could that happen? Denver's lower elevation, but you also have between Vail and Denver the Continental Divide, 14,000-foot mountain, so it acts kind of a wall and keeps that Arctic air at times in the Front Range, in the plains, and not here in the mountains, but it does still give us plenty of snow. Now, take a look at this graphic, because Denver, they had record snow last month, February, on average 7.5 inches. Last month, 22.4 inches. That's nearly 3 times the average. So we pretty much had a very unusual month of snow. And people think, doesn't Denver get snow all the time? They might get light snow showers, but their snowiest month actually is now into March, especially late March, when we have these southwestern storms. And that's what we're having right now, a southwestern storm coming this way. Take a look at the Vail Pass cam from CDOT, and it kind of shows you the road conditions, because here in Vail, they picked up 3 inches overnight across the pass in Summit County. Breckenridge picked up 4 inches of snow. snow. So you see the pass is snow-packed. It's still drivable. It is not closed. It is open. But if you are driving this way, you got to make sure you kind of check your speed. There are still icy and slushy spots here. Again, CDOT is definitely trying to treat the roads the best they can. But what helps these roads, believe it or not, traffic. When you have more of that friction of the tires on the roads, it helps to break up some of that snow and ice. Now around me, again, the lifts open at 8:30 local time, so we're still more than an hour. I'm standing below the gondola here at Vail Village. So we'll see a lot of activity as we head throughout the morning here. But we're under a winter storm warning until 5 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. Take a look at the forecast here, because we'll have some snow in Denver, but the mountains once again will get crushed, especially southwestern Colorado. And a lot of people are saying it's about time. They haven't had a lot of snow up until the last, say, 8 or 9 days here. And Telluride picked up 3 feet the last week. They could pick up 3 to 5 feet with this next storm coming through, Bonnie. Here in Vail, easily a couple of feet through Tuesday, if not more, as you head up to over 11,000 feet. Some of the peaks here across this part of Eagle County. Bonnie?
Thanks so much, Paul. I think it's going to get very crowded there today with a forecast like that, no doubt. All right, let's take a look at how Winter Storm Thor is going to move to the east, certainly starting from the west, but then it will move eastward. What it's doing right now is bringing rain to Southern California. We have rain coming into San Diego, scattered showers in the Los Angeles area. As we zoom into the region, you can see on the 5, plenty of rain up towards Orange County, and you may even see lightning today and small hail with this system, so some big news out west. But this storm is on the move. As we watch for tomorrow, this potent upper low will work its way to the east, really coming in contact with some warm, moist air, and that means we're going to see a lot of rain, just drenching rain for areas through the south for the next few days. So have that umbrella handy and be prepared to slow down on the roads. Right along the storm's boundary, you'll see we do have a little bit of freezing rain that's coming up, as well as snow, plenty of it. But this storm really, Winter Storm Thor, is showing that sign of spring, where you can see the rain and the thunderstorm line a little further north than some of our previous storms. We're also looking at the chance for freezing rain in Dallas and into Nashville as well. Nashville getting possibly another ice storm. Oh boy, they've certainly seen their share this year. Kelly?
They sure have, Bonnie. Thanks so much. Now from the west to the east coast, freezing rain from Winter Storm Sparta is icing up roads from Charlotte to the Triangle area of North Carolina this morning. Steve Abbott from the North Carolina Department of Transportation joins us now by phone. Good morning, Steve. Hoping that it's not too bad out there on the roads. What's the update there?
Well, on the bridges and overpasses, as you can imagine, they're the first to freeze, and they've been very slick. We've had a number of accidents. Luckily, we're unaware of any serious accidents, but a lot of fender benders, as folks not accustomed to driving on ice so much around here may have been going a little too fast and slipped off.
All right, certainly a lot of snow and crust basically still left out there from previous winter storms. Are you concerned about the temperatures overnight, and as far as Monday morning goes, if this could affect the school buses?
Well, we're hoping that the temperature, which will be a little bit above freezing today, is supposed to be steady or even go up a little bit overnight. So right now, the forecasts are saying that it won't be freezing overnight, which is a big plus for us after the past week we've had.
Right, and like you said, those bridges and overpasses, they're the ones to watch for sure. You mentioned a lot of accidents. Do you have any reports of road closures at this time?
We have some lane closures. We have a lot of bridge lane closures, and we have some ramp closures on some of our interstates just because they're so slick until our DOT crews get there to put some sand down to help the traction.
All right, I know they'll be busy, that's for sure, especially a lovely shade of purple on the map. That means freezing rain. And also, as we look live at Raleigh, it looks like fog is an issue too, reducing visibility. Steve, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate you joining us this morning here on the Weather Channel. 30 degrees right now, so no wonder we're having issues there in the Raleigh area. Well, we've got coast-to-coast storms that we are tracking today, and we are covering all angles of these storms. Will Winter Storm Sparta push Boston over the edge for their snowiest season ever? Stay tuned. We'll be right back with your forecast.
How do I get hotel deals nobody else gets? I know a guy.
Priceline Negotiator.
I know this guy, Bonito, and this guy who knows a guy. Hey, guy. I know a guy in New York, Vegas, Dallas. I've known some guys for decades, and some, nice to meet you. Let's deal. My competitors may know a guy, but I know over 60,000 guys. And gals.
Exclusive hotel deals up to 60% off. Priceline.com.
At Ancestry, we call it a hint. Simply type in a name and follow the Ancestry leaf far into your family's past. A past filled with stories that intrigue, and inspire. And in doing so, reveal the one unique, improbable, and completely remarkable path that led to you. Discover your story. Start searching for free now at Ancestry.com.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash
This is perfect.
is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier. Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. And the best-selling car in America just got a whole new attitude. The bold new Camry, with a sharper design and a striking new interior, packed with the latest technology, plus the peace of mind you expect. Buy Camry and get $750 cash back, or lease an LE for $199 a month. Camry helps you get the most out of your drive. Just ask a friend who drives one. Toyota, let's go places.
To make sure our customers have the best, Suddenlink just invested over $1 billion to upgrade our fiber-rich network. That's billion, with a B. But those satellite guys have a different way to keep customers. Complicated, multi-year legal contracts with steep penalties and escalating price increases. That's called lawyering up. Better services with no contracts or legal mumbo-jumbo.
So let's go! When you go out there, it's dangerous.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for our area. Currently, the temperature is 32 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. Day, cloudy with occasional rain showers. High 42. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 60%. For tonight, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Chance of precipitation 70%. The week ahead.
Weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 41 degrees with light rain. Here's our local Doppler radar. For tonight, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. For Monday, decreasing cloudiness. A few flurries or snow showers possible. High 33. And Monday night, partly cloudy during the evening, followed by cloudy skies overnight. Low 21. Here's our 7-day outlook.
With psoriatic arthritis, I had intense joint pain that got worse and worse. Then my rheumatologist prescribed Enbrel. I'm Phil Mickelson, pro golfer. Enbrel helps relieve pain and stop joint damage.
I've been on the course and on the road.
Welcome back. It is time now for your winter weather update. I'm Storm Specialist Carl Parker, and we've got snow and freezing rain continuing now across the 95 corridor. We'll get into that in a moment. First of all, though, take a look at the amount of snow cover across the country right now. Boy, what a winter it has been. A lot of snow there in the interior west, all the way down into Texas, through the Ohio Valley, the lakes, and certainly across a lot of the Northeast. Now, I can tell you that a big pattern change is on the way. Already we're seeing some signs of the coming warmth in that you've got thunderstorms now ongoing across parts of Louisiana and Mississippi, the very areas where there was a lot of snow just a few days ago. And here is the longer-term pattern looking out towards the middle of March. We're expecting the temperatures are going to be much warmer through a lot of the west and northern plains and near average through much of the southeast and the east, as opposed to much colder than average. And at the same time, we will likely see a very strong jet stream driving into the west coast, and that's going to mean much needed rain and snow for California by the middle of the month. In the meantime, we've got more freezing rain, still light freezing rain being reported now at Baltimore Washington International as well as Dulles Airport. It is going to be winding down, we think, in the next couple of hours or so. It's going to be changing over to rain in a lot of these spots, but it may linger well into the overnight hours there in southeast PA in particular, and that's where we're thinking a quarter of an inch of ice accumulation is possible. Southern Jersey certainly getting in on a lot of freezing rain, and then you've got snow in New York and moderate snow now showing up near White Plains as well as into southern parts of Connecticut, right around Willimantic and also into Groton. And there's our ice forecast, talking about now a tenth to a quarter of an inch of ice there centered right around southeast PA. So that's just getting into that territory where we might see some power outages, but certainly a lot of problems on the roads. At least this is happening on a Sunday night. And there's the snowfall forecast. Heaviest of snow likely there in southern parts of New England. Little tiny area of 5 to 8, we think, in southern Mass as well as southern Rhode Island. So here's the model forecast showing you how this moves through tonight. We find that lingering snow into the wee hours of the morning, and then everything is going to be gone past that point, and you'll wake up to mostly clearing skies. Still very cold, though, and still could be some slick spots on the roads. Now, our next storm is in the west. Notice this big upper low. This is a loop over the last 18 hours, and notice how little that has moved in 18 hours. So this system is really cut off, as we say, from the main flow of the jet stream, and for that reason, it's only very slowly going to come across the southwest, and it will produce tremendous amounts of snow in the higher elevations in particular. There's our rain coming into Southern California, as well as Vegas and Arizona. That is much needed. It's been so dry there in Cali for so long. This is not going to bring you so much rain in California, but again, the longer-term pattern bodes well for you. But notice this conveyor as it continues to drive right into Utah and Colorado. And along with that, we're talking about very large areas of more than a couple of feet of snow. Highest elevations there of Utah and Colorado. That is wonderful news for the skiers out there. And also really good news in terms of the drought, which is not as bad in the Four Corners, but they are in drought across southwestern parts of Colorado, much of Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico. So this is needed rain and snow, and we're going to get a lot of it in the next couple of days. Monday night, we watched that energy kick out and into the Midwest, so we start to see snow developing in the western lakes. Tuesday morning, very messy in Chicago, going from snow to freezing rain, and then eventually to rain. Large area of freezing rain potentially around parts of Indiana and Ohio, the Ohio Valley. There's snow coming into the Northeast, we think, on Tuesday. And by Tuesday night, all of that wintry weather ends up in the lakes and in the eastern lakes, and also in the Northeast. We watch warmer air making some progress to the north here and changing that precip over across a lot of that region. So a lot of winter on the way. Let's take a closer look at Chicago's forecast. And here we go on Tuesday morning, looking at snow. Again, changing over to sleet and freezing rain through the morning, and then changing over to rain. So it may be a case where if you just wait and delay your start in Chicago, you'll be in pretty good shape. We're thinking probably just a couple of inches of snow in Chicago and across the region in general. It's going to be 3 to 5 through much of the lakes and about 5 to 8 in some pockets in Michigan. Alex, Jen, over to you.
All right, thanks so much. Make sure you stay with us for continuing coverage on the updates for Winter Storm Sparta and Thor. Latest tracks and all the details on both these storms as we go through the night.
All right, our special live coverage continues until 10 o'clock. Nick Walker and Maria LaRosa are coming up next.
Currently, the temperature is 41 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. For tonight, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. For Monday, decreasing cloudiness. A few flurries or snow showers possible. High 33. And Monday night, partly cloudy during the evening, followed by cloudy skies overnight. Low 21. Our 7-day outlook.
Right now, just about everywhere in the continental U.S., there is snow, ice, or heavy rain, and, just for good measure, even cold temperatures.
And we have 2 winter storms to blame. They cover 46 states, and almost 100 million Americans are affected. And that's the situation right now. And it's why we are with you tonight for special coverage right here on the Weather Channel.
And good evening to you. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Maria LaRosa. This may be the first day of meteorological spring, but for millions, winter certainly has you in its grip, and it's not letting go. And we're talking about 2 winter storms, Sparta and Thor.
And kind of in a nod to spring, a wet side to these storms as well. It's already brought flooding, and in some cases, it might even bring severe weather.
All right, let's start with Sparta and its snow. Usually Dallas blooms with the colors of spring right about now.
But this weekend, those spring flowers are covered in snow showers, courtesy of a winter storm that's now bringing headaches to the East Coast.
And talk about that, just as so many of these long track storms have done, this one affects the mid-Atlantic first, and that includes Washington, D.C., where icy conditions developed this afternoon.
And that's where we find our own Rick Adams right now. Okay, Rick, what are conditions like around DuPont Circle?
Hi, Nick. Hi, Maria. Well, conditions a little bit further down the road, DuPont Circle. We're actually here right now outside Union Station here. It's an iconic building, of course, where people come and go. It's a big transport center, Amtrak, Bolt bus, Megabus, the Metro, all the different trains, the MARC trains. So there's a lot of trains and people coming in and out of this place. I have to say, it's been running fairly well considering the situation we've had today. And at the moment, it seems to be stopping a little as we were talking it would do. The rain has actually sort of calmed itself down. The freezing rain, which has caused so many problems. When we take a look at some of the pictures earlier today in Washington, D.C., it wasn't really a very pretty picture. Luckily, the Mayor, Muriel Bowser, was on top of things. 6 o'clock this morning, the trucks were out gridding and making sure things were tickety-boo, as I believe is a phrase from my country. And it is actually working its magic still, because the roads in D.C. are very good. D.C. doing well, Virginia not so well earlier today. There's some footage as well we can take a look at of some of the cars that were doing really badly because of the streets, the roads, extraordinarily dangerous. Basically, the transport divisions prefer snow over ice any day of the week because ice is so dangerous. And that's what the transport police down in Virginia and the state capital near Richmond have been having a tremendous problem with. They had some 125 accidents between 8 o'clock and 12 midday. That's like 2 every minute they had for the 4 hours that they were taking place. So they were rushed off their feet, getting to the scene, sorting those things out. Not sheer weight of traffic, but it just actually the driving conditions. And that is what people are going to be worried about tomorrow morning. I'm really worried about it because I'm going to be live on the air tomorrow driving through it. So it's going to be tough. The situation's here, going to get worse. Roads more slippy. You really should, as the Virginia police are saying, also the Maryland police are saying, really, if you don't have to go out tomorrow, even if you're working, try and phone up your work and say, look, can I work from home? Can I, telecommute, sorry. Can I actually work from home on my computer? Because it makes better sense. Less accidents on the road. Just let the ice go. Let it melt. And, of course, more snow on the way later in the week. So that's going to be fun, isn't it? Thursday or Friday. Oh, thanks a lot. Will this never end? Sparta! Sorry, getting a little carried away there. So, sorry about that, Maria. Sorry about that, Nick.
It's
Apologies.
brilliant. It's brilliant, as you say in your homeland. Brilliant. Rick Adams, I mean, take a cue from Rick. I mean, It's a mess out there right now, and he gave all these great suggestions for just easing up a little bit tomorrow morning. Still going to be messy.
We got to find a way for Rick to telecommute somehow,
right,
so he can stay out of it. All right, thanks, Rick. Hey, Winter Storm Sparta a big issue right now from the Ohio Valley to the Mid-Atlantic.
I mean, take a look at everybody under those watches and warnings in the lighter blue, those winter weather advisories from Pittsburgh, Williamsport. Philadelphia, you're under that winter storm warning, concerned about icing right now, Atlantic City as well. And then you have New York, Hartford, and Boston. But see the little bit of the darker shading just to the south there. You're talking that I-95 corridor through Connecticut, Rhode Island, into southern Massachusetts there. Those are the winter storm warnings where we're expecting quite a bit of snow there.
Boy, a lot of ground to cover tonight. And we're talking with now Carl Parker, our expert in the lab. Carl, bring us up to date on where we're headed as we head through the evening.
You know, I can tell you in the longer term, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. We do expect that it's going to get a lot milder across a lot of the country by the middle of March. We're also going to see a lot more rain and snow in California, where it's very desperately needed, and we'll have more on that later in the show. But let's begin with where the freezing rain is right now, and it has been stubbornly persistent across a lot of the D.C. metro. Still light freezing rain being reported now, BWI and at Dulles. I would imagine the bridges in particular very dangerous right now, but the temperature's at about 31 degrees, so that's just a little above where if you have a lower temperature, you tend to find really big problems. At 31, it may not be so bad. It looked like the traffic was moving along there in Rick's live shot. And here's our forecast. You notice the freezing rain continuing, but then gradually being replaced by rain over the next couple of hours. That's the green showing up there, and then it's all going to start to move away through the late overnight hours and into early tomorrow morning. That'll be the end of that, but it will still be cold and there could be some slick spots. Now, here's an area we're really concerned about, southeast PA, talking about Philadelphia out into Chester County there, Delaware County, and then westward into Lancaster County, right along the turnpike. We've had moderate freezing rain for a couple of hours in Pottstown as well as Reading, and so this is the area where we're expecting that there's going to be more significant accumulation. That's also up into southern Jersey, right across the Atlantic City Expressway. We will see more of a changeover there later tonight, but the freezing rain may linger well into the evening in southeast PA and the eastern part of the state, and will also creep up and towards New York City, still snowing, we think, through a lot of southeastern New York as well as across Connecticut. Then finally, by tomorrow morning, as mentioned earlier, everything begins to move out. So notice the bullseye there. That's where we're talking about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch of ice accumulation. So we're getting towards the territory where you may start to see some issues with power. And then you've got snow coming down across Connecticut. It's been moderate snow in a lot of southern Connecticut, thinking about 6 to 7 inches there additionally, and about 3 to 5 through a lot of southeastern Massachusetts. Nick, Maria, back to you.
Amazing. Happy meteorological spring, everybody.
Yeah, right. All right, Sparta is just one winter player that we're tracking. Los Angeles is one place that actually is welcoming the weather from our other winter storm.
Yeah, you are getting some really much-needed moisture from Winter Storm Thor ahead. How much more rain you could see from this latest winter storm, and some of Thor's unwelcome weather impacts as it pushes from coast to coast.
In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter.
I'm Allison Cardona for the ASPCA, and every day we witness terrible abuse and neglect. But winter can make the suffering even worse for these animals, many who are clinging to life right now. This winter, please help by visiting our website or calling this number and signing up with your $18 monthly donation. With your support today, we can rescue more animals and get them into our loving arms. Give them food, medical attention, and a warm bed. Please go online or call in the next 10 minutes, and we'll send you the photo of an animal from our shelter and this ASPCA t-shirt, free with our thanks. 60 cents a day is all it takes for you to say, I've done my part to help animals who are clinging to life right now. It's a season of great suffering for too many animals. Please go online or call now to help them.
Yes! Again! That's a 3! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! Cataract! Oh my God! Dude, you gotta be kidding me!
Currently in our area, 41 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. For tonight, mix of rain and snow. Low 31. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. For Monday, morning snow showers. High 33. Chance of snow 70%. And Monday night, partly cloudy skies early will become overcast later during the night. Low 22. Our week ahead.
This March.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste as much energy as leaving a window open in your home all year long. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. When you buy 2 rooms of windows, you'll get the 3rd room free. Call today, because every home needs a champion.
Oh man, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Harry.
You gotta do it like this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, George. Hey, Jim.
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
Here's our new trainer, Ensure Active Heart Health.
I maximize good stuff, like my potassium, and phytosterols, which may help lower cholesterol.
New Ensure Active Heart Health supports your heart and body so you stay active and strong. Ensure. Take life in.
At the end of the day, my hands are beat up.
Especially during the winter times, hands are splitting, cracking, making it very difficult to do my job.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry hands that crack and split.
Best stuff we've ever used.
It just works.
Learn more at workinghands.com.
Time to grab the snow shovels again in northern New Mexico. Yeah, snow's been falling on and off in parts of the northern New Mexico area for the past week. Yesterday, the region took another big hit with more than 9 inches of snow falling. This courtesy of our latest winter storm, Thor. Well, for many, Winter Storm Thor is a good thing. We need the rain, we need the snow in the west, but for many more, it's not going to be so good as this travels very slowly toward the east. There's the area of low pressure. There's the dip in the jet stream. We're already seeing the rain moving up into Southern California. Really, it's been raining the better part of the day here around San Diego. LA, you've had some showers as well.